That was weird. I didn't know it did that. What do we do now?
Excellent job, gentlemen. I'm having them bring you down a sandwich.
What are you doing? I don't know, really. But we've got to do something, don't we? We've got all these buttons. We've got to press them or they're useless. Oh. Hey, you ever wonder who those guys are always calling on the TV? Yes. What sort of sandwich do you think it is? Could be a panini. What's a panini? It's like a burnt sandwich. What's that? We're picking up some sort of signal. Pull down the thingy and take a look. It's some sort of asteroid or moon or something. I'll take us in for a closer look, shall I? You can do that? Yes, one of these buttons moves it, I think. Moves what? This thing we're in. Yeah, maybe they panini. What? Maybe they panini. I don't know what that means. Oh. There, past that thing. Rad. Let's snag it. What's it smell like? Stanky video. Pop it in the TV hole. Hello there. Was it time? Shoot. I've been out on this trip visiting friends in other dimensions, and I thought I'd be back before we started episode 2. Oh well. Guess we'll have to do it here. Welcome to the Andrew Elijah Show, episode 2. I'm Andrew Elijah Edwards. Unfortunately, you've caught me traveling across dimensions. Anyway, look what I got in the wet market out in that weird void space behind the calico bread box dimension in Pups and Creams. It's some kind of dreamland moon magic playset. I think it's alive. Oh, and I got this one. They got a whole line of them. All right, the show. Hi, sort of caught me off guard. This is the Dream Train. It travels all over the place. I'm not really sure who built it. Maybe it built itself. I guess I should explain a bit about the way things work out here. I'm Andrew Elijah Edwards. I come from one of the dimensions with a show. Mine is the Andrew Elijah Show. There's also the Andrew Edwards Show. They're okay. There's the Edward Andrews Show. Not that good. Stanky. But, of course, I'm biased. Everything that could possibly exist exists somewhere out here in this infinite expanse of dreamscapes and probabilities we call the multiverse. It's never entirely clear where one dimension starts and another begins, and there's a whole lot of ways to get around, but this is one of my favorites. The Dream Train. Or a Dream Train, to be specific. This is the A line. One of the tricks to navigating this place effectively is to remain lucid, pulling your consciousness into the foreground so that you become self-aware of existing. And this allows you to really pull things into focus. Without lucidity, that certain quality of wakefulness, things across the dreamscape can begin to get wiggly, which is fine if that's what you're going for, and sometimes it's useful, but you can get kind of washed away and weird things can start to happen, not always the good kind. You can practice it if you look at your hand and imagine you've never seen a hand before, or anything for that matter. This is the first time you're seeing anything. How fascinating it looks. How transcendently bizarre it is to have control over this branching series of extending paths. How do you move them? It's not really clear. It's a sort of existential magic. You just will it to move, and there it goes. Then pass that sensation on outward to the space around you. Where am I? How long have I been here? What an astounding miracle it is to be anything at all, and have this space of awareness cascading out in front of me, and have this infinite expanse of choice and freedom of motion available to explore it. Astounding. Existence is just a miracle, really. Coming to our first stop. I like to take a peek at each station. You never know what you'll find.
Hello, Andrew. It's me, Andrew. Oh, you look ever so bored on that silly old train. Why don't you hop off and come join me in my world instead? Come hang out at Miss Chromatic's wonderful amusement park. Don't you want to? I know I do.
Yo, bitch, get off your fucking train.
Hey, What the hell are you doing here? Yeah. Dozu.
All right, this is our stop. On the way back home, I'm taking a quick stop to visit a good friend of mine. Well, not a friend per se, more like an enemy. But whose greater friends are than your greatest enemies? You ever heard of bees? I think they got bees in the dimension you're from, or at least something like them. Well, this guy we're going to see is sort of like a beekeeper, but these bees don't harvest honey. They harvest consciousness, specifically waking consciousness, and crystallize it into a sort of lucid resin that's particularly hard to come by, really only able to find it in this particular hive. So this beekeeper is particularly protective of his resin, and I accidentally cut a hole through one of his hives a while back while I was tunneling through dimensions. It wasn't really my fault. There was a lot going on at the time, and the signs weren't really well marked that well. Anyway, that's how I found out about the lucid resin. It was drizzling all over the dimensional rift I'd cut open, and boy, I have never experienced anything like that. A kind of wakefulness that's really only possible in the deepest of dreams. So I built this machine that resonates on the specific frequency of the stuff, and I've been having really incredible results, but then it ran out. So here we are, just a quick stop on the way back home. Oh, huh. Look, there we are. The part I don't get is, are we on the show? Like, are we characters on the show? I don't know. The whole thing is very strange. Well, if we're on the show, how are we watching the show?
Hi, fellas.
Oh. What's wrong? Nothing. Central Command was very impressed with your implementation of the whole dance hall protocol. Thanks. Yes, thank you. We just sort of followed the manual. Well, very well done. I think there's a big reward in it for all of us. And I heard something about a sandwich. Good for you guys. Keep up the good work. Who are those guys, honestly? I don't know, really. But he seems to know what's going on. He certainly talks like someone who's got it all together. Why didn't you say anything about the show? Why didn't you? I don't know. I don't really understand what's going on. Well, press play. I want to see what happens next. Huh. Hello. For the rest of the story, come on over to the Patreon. It's $3. That's like a cup of coffee. Come subscribe.